And of course, we'd like to say hello to all the representatives of all the EHF leagues. Nice to have you here. All sponsors and media representatives, welcome. And of course, everybody at home that's watching us on EHF TV, Facebook, or even YouTube. Nice to have you here, and make sure you join us on social media with hashtag EHFCL. Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to have you here at the big event. It's great to have you here for the big draw, but of course the opening words have to come from the president. Please welcome Mr. Michael Wiederer on stage.
Dear honorary guests, dear representatives coming from the clubs, from the leagues, from the media, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to represent the European Handball Federation on the occasion of this draw and to welcome you. This is the draw for the 2018-19 Champions League season, and we are really looking forward to the results, understanding that this is the way to the Final Four to be played in Budapest in May 2019. Wishing the clubs all the best for the lots. I give the floor back to the moderator. But before that, I would like to invite Zoltán Koscielny, the president of Women's Forum Club Handball, to join me on stage, because we have to do something symbolic, demonstrating the cooperation we have with the women's clubs for the future.
Yes, and that is something really, really special. So Mr. Jene, we're very happy to have you up here. It's the Memorandum of Understanding. Mr. Wiederer, what can we think, what can we understand about this agreement?
I think it's an important agreement because it regulates the cooperation between the clubs and the European Handball Federation. It's a long-term agreement targeting even 2030, and it shows that we are ready to commonly develop our sport. It is also a sound basis for the new marketing process, and in this respect we are really happy to cooperate with the women's clubs.
Well, that sounds fantastic, and I'm sure you're very happy as well. What's the meaning for the club?
I think this Memorandum of Understanding for 10 years establishes a solid financial basis from which not only the clubs can thrive, but we can invest into the future as well. And it makes us the possibility to develop handball within the team sport family, even on a higher level. And we can get to the fans more effectively through the different channels to gain more fans, especially from the young generation.
Well, we're looking to a bright future of women's handball. Please go over to the table. We'd like you to sign the memorandum, and to make sure that everything is perfect, I'd like to call Martin Hausleitner, Secretary General of the EHF, and Gerd Butzek, the General Manager of Forum Club Handball, to join the two gentlemen to sign this Memorandum of Understanding, which will go until June 2030, ladies and gentlemen. I think we should reward this memorandum with a big round of applause. This is also the chance for all the photographers to come closer and take the picture. This will be your only chance for the moment to get all four gentlemen with the memorandum. So if you want to take pictures, make sure you come up to the stage now. Dear gentlemen, if you could maybe hold up the memorandum for the crowd and the photographers, that would be perfect. And that's a fantastic basis for the future. Thank you so much. And that means we move on to our draw, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's the Women's Champions League firsts. And we've all seen a dramatic Champions League season this year. And if you feel like me to see some more of those emotional moments, well, we've got that coming up for you right now. Watch and enjoy.
Incroyable! Le dernier save, and the 2018 Women's EHF Champions League winners are Jury, Audi, Enzo.
Beautiful pictures. How fantastic was that season, ladies and gentlemen? And really getting ready for a new season full of excitement. We are ready for the draw. So please welcome back on stage Martin Hausleitner, Secretary General of EHF. And also our star players. Eduarda Amorin, player of Győri Audi Ito KC, 4 times Champions League winner, world champion, 2014 IHF Player of the Year. Followed by our male star player, Thierry Omeyer, player of Paris Saint-Germain, as I've already mentioned, 4 times Champions League winner, 2 times Olympic champion, 3 times European champion, and 5 times world champion. These 3 persons are going to take care of the draw, but we need a conductor, ladies and gentlemen, somebody who is in charge of this. So please welcome Markus Glaser, Chief Sport Officer of the EHF. He will be our conductor for this draw. And all 4 persons are on stage now, so please give them a big cheer. We're about to start our big draw for the Women's EHF Champions League 2018-2019.
Thank you very much, Markus, and a very warm welcome from the conductors table. I will see that I can give you all the necessary information that you need to understand what we are doing. It's relatively easy as we have not changed anything in the competition system. The system for the draw is the same as we used it in the past. And I am very sure that it will be easy and smooth and everybody will know what we are doing. We have the 16 teams divided in 4 pots. I think a lot of information was given in the last few days, so that all the handball fans also all over Europe and at home know what is going to happen, where is their favorite team, where is their team which they probably do not want to meet, but we have to find out what destiny has ready for us. We have the first 2 pots on stage. The blue balls have the teams, the white balls the position and group where the team is going. We will start with the 4 top teams in pot 1. That means take a blue ball with a team and then decide where the team is going. We will follow with pot 2. There is a little explanation in pot 3, which I will give you once we are there. And we have to allocate, as we do that each time, the teams in pot number 4 according to whatever is possible, so that the teams in pot 4 cannot meet any of their compatriots, which we already have in pot 1, 2, or 3. Now, we just saw the video with a lot of the highlights, and you can see how easy the competition system is. If I tell you how many matches do we need to know the 4 teams for the final 4? Exactly 100. We have exactly 100 matches before we go to the final 4. So the total season has 104 games, and I think this is an easy number to remember. Of course, the target to go to the final 4 for all the teams which are participating. Now, I think this is enough of explanation. I kindly ask our stage to get ready. And we start with pot number 1, which is on the far side out. The teams are in the blue balls, and I ask Thierry to open the first blue ball, and we know the first team.
It is Budućnost.
So the team of Budućnost from Podgorica in Montenegro is the first team that we have, and we will now see with the white balls in which group Budućnost is going.
To group A.
So Budućnost occupies position number 1 in group A. Of course, the 4 teams will be divided to the 4 top positions of the groups.
It is Győri Audi Etto KC. Goes to Group C.
So Győr, of course, double defending champion, occupies position Group C.
It is CSM Bucharesti. Goes to Group D.
GSM, position 1, Group D.
Rostov-Don. Goes to Group B.
The team of Rostov-on-Don
We move.
concludes row 1. They go to Group B, and you can see on the screen the 4 teams, how they are divided. We will immediately continue with pot number 2 and allocate the 4 teams again to row number 2, starting with the blue ball.
Thüringer HC. Goes to Group C.
Thüringer from Germany, they join the defending champion Győr in Group C.
Metz Handball. Goes to Group A.
Metz, champion of France, goes to Budućnost in Group A on position number 2.
Copenhagen Handball. Goes to Group B.
Copenhagen joins Rostov-on-Don in Group B.
Vipers Kristianstad goes to Group D.
The Vipers, champion of Norway from Kristiansand, go to position 2 in Group D, and we have concluded pots 1 and 2. We are now changing the stage for pot number 3 in order to continue afterwards. Of course, pot number 1, Budućnost, Rostov, Győr, and Bucharest were 3 of the 4 teams that were at the women's Final Four in Budapest. The team of Vardar from Skopje, who was also a participant in Budapest. As you maybe have heard from the media, they are doing a reset with their women's handball team, and therefore they are not participating in this season, which means we will, no matter what, definitely have at least one newcomer at the Women's Final Four in May 2019, after we concluded the 100 matches. This means we are ready for pot number 3, which is a bit special. In pot number 3, we have the team of FTC, Ferencváros from Budapest in Hungary. We already have a team from Hungary in the competition, which is of course the defending champion in Group C. Consequently, we first of all have to make sure that we draw FTC as the first team. Therefore, you can see on the stage, we are following, by the way, we are following the logos of the Champions League. Red ball and a yellow ball, representing the two logos of the men's and women's competition. FTC is in the red ball. We will open this one first, and you can see that there are only 3 white balls on the stage. Logically, Ferencváros cannot go to Group C because there is Győr already. Therefore, their possibilities are only Group A, Group B, and Group D. So I kindly ask the stage to open the red ball first.
It is FTC Rail Cargo Hungary.
And now one of the white balls to define the group for FTC.
Goes to Group D.
So FTC joins GSM Vipers in Group D. We will now continue the same step. I just explain it. We are now repeat the same step also for the team of Odense in Denmark. We already have a team from Denmark, which is Copenhagen. That means the team cannot go to Group B. We already have occupied position number 3 in Group D. Therefore, the team of Odense has only 2 possibilities, which we are getting on the stage right now, which are the groups A and C. Therefore, I kindly ask Thierry to open the yellow ball.
It is Odense HC. Goes to Group A.
So Odense joins Budućnost, Metz in Group A. They occupy position number 3. We have 2 teams left, which is Krim from Ljubljana in Slovenia and Sävehof from Sweden. They are free to go whatever position is still open because we do not have neither a Slovenian team nor a Swedish team which is already in the competition. So we are now getting ready the balls containing only position number 3 in Group B and in Group C. They are going on the stage now. That means the 2 teams are in the same color in blue. And we can now therefore draw or open one of the blue balls and find out where they go.
It is RK Krim Mercator. Goes to Group C.
Krim joins Győr and Thüringen in Group C.
IK Sävehof. Goes to Group B.
So Sävehof completes the draw for row number 3, joining Rostov-Don and Copenhagen Handball in Group B. And we have completed rows 1, 2, and 3. You can see the teams on the screen. And this concludes the first part of the draw for the Women's Champions League. I will come back in a moment and give back the floor to Markus for the time being. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marcus. We're not over with the draw yet, but Thierry and Martin, you've done a great job, but you can take a seat because I want to talk to Dudu. No, you stay with me, you stay with me. Because before we find out who the fourth team is going to be, of course I have to ask you, being the back-to-back champion, what are the goals for the next season, considering the teams you've given now?
No other than to win again. I think it's never boring to win Champions League, and we are a very competitive team, and we go for the maximum this year also.
Martin Ambusch was the man to lead the team to 4 Champions League titles. With him being away now, is that going to have a big impact on you, on the players and the team?
I think we'll have a big change. We have been 6 years with him, so of course we are kind of his product. So with Gabor to be everything different, I think he will come with a different mentality. Also, he have another thought of tactic and technique. So I think we have a different and positive challenge this year. But I'm quite confident that he will manage to make a good job.
Even I can see you are quite confident. Really looking forward to the next season, especially the last one was absolutely amazing and heartbreaking. But taking a look at the other teams, there have been many changes. Many players have left, changed the team, the same with the trainers, the coaches. Who do you think is going to be the competitive team to beat to be champion again?
I think that Bucharest will have a quite strong team next year. Rostov with Ambros also can be dangerous, so if I have to name, it would be these two.
Well, that's very interesting. The best of luck, of course, to all teams. Eduardo, I will follow you down, and we're handing back to the team roundabout Markus Glaser, and we'll continue with the draw. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we are ready to announce the teams in row number 4. As you know, the Champions League regulation define that we allocate the teams from left to right as it is possible, which is sometimes a bit difficult because it might happen that a team could basically go to Group A, but they cannot go to Group A because the system might not work later on, and then we have to adapt that accordingly. But in any case, it is rather easy this time. Group A, position number 4, will have the team of Larvik from Norway. So I kindly ask my colleagues to allocate Larvik to Group A. Group B has the team of Brest from France. It's the second team from France. They go to Group B, position number 4. We have 2 qualification systems. We did the draw on Wednesday at the EHF office in Vienna. I'm sure many of you followed or at least saw the results. So we have 8 teams that have to play in qualification first. Each of the 2 situations include a team which already is represented in row number 1 or number 2 and 3. This is Craiova from Romania. Therefore, the qualification tournament number 2, including the teams of Craiova, Podravka, Murat Basa from Turkey, and Jagodina from Serbia, will go to Group C. So that's the qualification tournament number 2 goes to Group C. And finally, the qualification tournament number 1, including the teams of Bietigheim, Lublin, Salerno, and Bera from San Sebastián in Spain, goes to the very last open position, which is position number 4 in Group D. And by doing so, I think we have successfully completed this draw. I think very interesting, very tough matches will come. And I'm sure in a year from now, we will see exactly the same very exciting videos once again with all the teams fighting for their way to go to the Women's EHF Final 4 in Budapest in May 2019. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Markus Glaser. I think this season is going to be really exciting. Can't wait till October 2018, because then is when the first games are going to start. Whatever you do, do not go away. We're going to have the men's draw in just a few moments. But until then, we'd like to show a video of a new project that we started in the KO phase of the VELUX EHF Final 4. Hannah Jackson and me had the chance to travel and visit some of the greatest handball cities. And the goal is to show the world how brilliant these teams work, how brilliant the crowd is, and how brilliant the sport of handball is. So please watch the video and enjoy. And we'll be back with the big draw for the VELUX EHF Champions League in just a few moments.
Hannah!
Marcus?
Hannah, where are you?
Hello everybody, I'm Marcus Bloch, getting ready for the big VELUX EHF Final Four. I'll be there, of course, and somebody new. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Miss Hannah Jackson. Yeah!
I'm so excited to be on board, and I'm super pumped to be there for the, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No worries. Line. You're going to be trying to score a goal against me.
Oh, okay, that is difficult. First time.
Oh. And it's a goal!
Oh, come on!
Good work, good work. I think it's time to talk about the famous spin shot.
Yeah. Throwing the ball. Oh! So what did you... Not embarrassing at all. Where are you? I'm here, Kielsa.
Oh, come on. I gave you 4 letters. K-I-E-L. Kiel, Germany.
What?
They do have a funny way of writing, don't they?
I just want to say thank you for teaching me so much about handball already. I feel like I've learned so much. And I just wanted to teach you something in return to say thank you. I want to teach you my moves.
30 minutes is called, and Cologne has called as well.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Wow, I'm finally here. This is amazing.
The spin! Oh, amazing! He's a magician, that boy!
Welcome back, everybody. If you've already been with us for the women's draw, it's time to meet the men's competition. The group phase is the phase that we're going to have for you now. And I'm very delighted to still have all the special guests with us. Just to make sure, if you've only joined us now, here we have Michael Wiederer, EHF President. Welcome. Martin Haus-Leitner, EHF Secretary General. David Stesak, Managing Director, EHF Marketing. Gerd Butzek, General Manager, Forum Club Handball. Akos Scholdiene, President of the Women Forum Club Handball. Eduarda Amorim, player of Győri Audi EOKC. Thierry Omeyer, player of Paris Saint-Germain Handball. all the representatives of all the EHF Champions League clubs, the representatives of the leagues, all sponsor and media representatives, and of course everybody back home watching us on EHF TV, YouTube and Facebook. It's time to meet the president again. Please welcome him on stage, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Wiederer.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear club representatives, dear representatives of the leagues, honorary guests, it's my pleasure to open this draw for the VELUX EHF Champions League and by that to start the 2018-19 season. And I think we are having a first step on the road to Cologne, to the Final Four, which will be played beginning of June. I wish the teams all the best, not only for the draw, but for the preparation of the season and for the running during the season. Really looking forward to see you in Cologne, and I'll give the floor back to the moderator. I think we are ready for start.
Absolutely, thank you so much. It's been the 25th season of the VELUX EHF Champions League. We've seen some tremendous handball, we've seen some amazing athletes, and it was historic. For the first time in history, we had 3 French teams in Cologne. So let's take a look at the most exciting moments of last year's games and last year's season. Absolutely sensational. I can't wait for the season to start. How about that, guys? Want those brilliant pictures? Yeah, come on, give them a cheer. Unbelievable athletes. And I really hope that next year's season is half as good as the last one, because it's been absolutely amazing. And talking about the French teams, there's a person that knows very much about French handball, and we're very happy to have him here. Thierry Omeyer, please welcome on stage. Just to make sure you remember, 4 times Champions League winner, 2 times Olympic champion, 3 times European champion, and 5 times world champion. That's crazy. That was a good year for the French clubs.
Yes, of course. Like you said, the first time in the history that three clubs from the same country come to Cologne. it shows how the club work in France, and the league is also very strong. And
so next season, France again, 3 teams.
Yeah, it's difficult to say that the 3 teams will come to Cologne, but of course I think the 3 clubs have the same objective to come back, because it was a big experience for the 3 clubs. And but it's difficult. The way to Cologne is very difficult.
Talking about difficult things, PSG have made it to the Final Four 3 times in a row, but never took home the trophy. What makes it so difficult to win that tournament?
Yeah, it's difficult. It was our big objective to win this year, but also the last 2 years before. We play a strong season, I think, in the Champions League, but after you come to the Final Four, and everything decided of 1 game, and we don't play our best game in the semi-final, and not play a very strong game this day, and we don't deserve to go to the final, but I hope next year.
Well, talking about next year, it's going to be your last year with PSG, so a very special year for you. What are your goals? What are your aims for this season?
Yeah, it will be my last year, but first thing, I want to enjoy it, because I play a long time handball, and I want to have a lot of pleasure on the field with my team.
And you're the most dangerous when you have fun, I know.
with my team. And of course, if I can come back with Paris one more time to the Final Four, it will be great.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Please stay with us at the table, and we're going to have Martin Haus-Leitner, Secretary General, to join us as well. And of course, Eduarda, please come and help us with the draw. Just to make sure, Eduarda Amorim, everybody knows her, but 4 times Champions League winner, a world champion, and 2014 IHF Player of the Year. Together with Martin, they are going to make sure that we know who's going to play in the group phase. But we need one more person, ladies and gentlemen, so please give him a big cheer. Our conductor, our man and chief of sports, Markus Glaser. Welcome. Stage is yours.
Well, thank you very much for this. We will start with the groups C and D. And I have to say, I like the group C and D very much for 2 reasons. Number 1, very easy to explain, no explanation necessary. We are able to do all the 6 pots from top to down without too many complicated things. Number 2, we have a system which has A, B group and CD, but all those teams who are in CD should not be too sad about it. If they follow the example of Montpellier Handball, they can start the season in CD, go all the way to the Final Four, and take home the cup. So I think that was a very outstanding performance that we saw from Montpellier all over the season, and we will see how it goes this time. The season is very long, and for us from the EHF office, it's always kind of tough to come back from a fantastic weekend of handball in Cologne and then start immediately everything to be ready for the new season. Just looking at the spin shot from the MVP, Diego Simonet, I guess we cannot wait to see these things once again, and therefore I do not want to talk any more longer. We go to pot 1 of the groups C and D right away. We have 12 teams in C and D. They are divided in 6 pots according to the seeding list. So we have 2 teams in each pot. We have Group C and Group D. As I said before, there is no country which is represented with 2 teams. That means we can easily go all the way from pot 1 to pot 6 without additional explanation, and therefore I do not want to do any more additional explanations. And I kindly ask Eduarda to open the first blue ball. Once again, the blue ball contains the teams, and the white balls contains the group.
HC Metallurg. Goes to group C.
Metallurg from Skopje opening the draw for the groups C and D. They occupy position number 1 in Group C.
Olen Wisla Plock. Goes to Group D.
So the team of Wisla Plock goes to Group D, and we have conducted row 1. We are now moving a bit to the left on the stage and continue with pot number 2.
Abanca Ademar Leon. Goes to Group D.
Abanca de Marleón, the runner-up of the Asobal, the league in Spain, goes to Group D and joins Plock.
Bjeringbro Silkeborg. Goes to Group C.
Bjeringbro, row number 2 in Group C. And we move on to pot number 3.
Sporting CP. Goes to Group C.
Sporting Clube de Portugal from Lisbon in Portugal go to Group C, position number 3.
Elverum Handball. Goes to Group D.
Elverum from Norway, they conclude row number 3. They go to Group D and join Wisla Plock, the second team from Poland, Abanca de Marleón in Group D. We have now conducted the rows number 1, 2, and 3, and we will continue with rows number 4, 5, and 6 in just a moment. We just need to exchange the teams and the groups. Of course, you can see on the screen continuing with the champion of Switzerland, Vakatun, the champion of Turkey, Beşiktaş from Istanbul in pot number 4. Again, in the same easy way, we will continue with this as soon as we are ready, and afterwards also do number 5 and number 6. On the men's Group CD is a bit different, that it was not necessary to have qualification this time. Of course, you could see that we know all the 12 teams already, because the number of the registrations and the numbers of the confirmed teams did not make it necessary to play a qualification, and therefore all the teams are known already, and all the teams can already plan their matches all the way through from round 1 to round number 10. In the meantime, we are ready, and we continue with pot number 4, once again with the blue teams.
Beşiktaş Mogas. Goes to Group C. Vakatun. goes to Group D.
So we have Beşiktaş in Group C and Wacker Thun in Group D before we move on to pot number 5.
Tchaikovsky Medvedi. Goes to Group C.
Tchaikovsky, south of Moscow in Russia, goes to Group C.
Dinamo Bucharesti. Goes to Group D.
Dinamo from Bucharest, concluding row 5 in Group D.
It's Riemann Cox. Goes to Group D.
The Riemann Cox are a newcomer in the VELUX EHF Champions League from Finland, participating for the first time that we have a team from Finland. Very exciting to see how they will do. They go to Group D.
Tatran Brešov. Goes to Group C.
Tatran from Prešov in the eastern part of Slovakia fills up the last open position. You can see all the teams on the screen once again. Remember that the first 2 teams of the groups C and D play a crossover match, first C versus second D, second C versus Group D, and the 2 winners advance to the last 16 of the VELUX EHF Champions League, where they will meet a team from the groups A and B. And as I mentioned before, Montpellier went all the way through last year, so will be very interesting to see how the teams from Group C and D will do this time. This gives us the chance to move on to the groups A and B. You have the teams on the screen. 16 teams. We will form 2 times 8. The teams are divided in 8 pots, of course, including the defending champion Montpellier, which is seated in pot number 6. We have countries which are represented by more than 1 team. So we will have to do something special about this, which we will do once we reach pot number 5. Pot number 1, 2, 3, and 4 contain 8 champions. So we can draw those 8 champions freely to their respective positions. Once again, the teams are in the blue ball. The groups, either A or B, are in the white balls. And I think we can start with pot 1, containing Paris Saint-Germain and Vardar from Skopje. And I think they are ready.
It's Paris Saint-Germain. Goes to Group B.
Paris Saint-Germain opens up position 1 in Group B.
HC Vardar. Goes to Group A.
Vardar from Skopje. Of course, Champions League winners 2 years ago, is in position number 1 on Group A.
MOL-Pick Szeged. Goes to Group B. BGE Vive Kielce. Goes to Group A.
Row number 2 has Kielce joining Vardar in Group A, and Pick Szeged going to Group B. Pick Szeged, of course, after many years taking the title in Hungary, therefore they are seated in pot number 2, while the other team from Hungary, Veszprém, comes a bit later on in pot number 5. We are now changing the stage from pot number 1 and number 2, which we have completed, to pot number 3 and number 4. We have Barça Lassa in pot number 3, together with Flensburg, and we can start again with the blue balls on the far right side.
SG Flensburg Handewitt. Goes to Group B. Barça Lassa. Goes to Group A.
So we have the two champions from Spain and from Germany on row 3. Barça is in Group A and Flensburg is in Group B.
Skjern Handball. Goes to Group B. HC Meshkov Brest. Goes to Group A.
So we have Meshkov Brest from Belarus in Group A, Skjern Handball from Denmark in Group B, and we have concluded pots 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pot number 5 has the teams of Zagreb and Veszprém. We already have a Hungarian team in Group B, which is Szeged. Consequently, we cannot draw this pot. We have to allocate the team of Veszprém to Group A to make sure that they do not meet Pick Szeged. So I kindly ask to allocate Veszprém to position 5 in Group A, and consequently the remaining team, which is Zagreb from Croatia, goes to position 5 in Group B. We have to do the same thing with pot 6. We have the defending champion in pot 6, which is Montpellier. We already have a team from France in Group B, which is Paris Saint-Germain. Consequently, Montpellier cannot go to Group B. We have to allocate Montpellier to Group A, and I kindly ask to put Montpellier to position number 6 in Group A, and consequently, the team of Motor Zaporozhye from the Ukraine, a team that is participating in the first time in Group A and B. Zaporozhye goes to position number 6 in Group B. Pot 7 contains the teams of Celje and Krivanstad, Celje from Slovenia and Krivanstad from Sweden. We do not have a team from neither of the two countries. We therefore can draw pot number 7, and the 2 blue balls on the stage contain Celje and Krivanstad. And I kindly ask Eduarda to take a blue ball, and then we will see where the teams go in pot 7.
IFK Kristianstad. Goes to Group A. RK Celje Pivovarna Laško. Goes to Group B.
This concludes pot number 7. In pot number 8, which is the last one, we have the teams of Nantes and Rhein-Neckar Leuven. We have 3 teams from France in the competition. You can see that Montpellier is in Group A on position number 6, and Paris Saint-Germain in Group B on position number 1. But we are not taking care of the French teams because we have 1 team in each group anyway. We are taking care of the German team, which is Rhein-Neckar Leuven, because they already have the team of Flensburg-Handewitt in Group B, position number 3. We therefore have to allocate the team of Rhein-Neckar Leuven to Group A, position 8. And this, at the same time, also identifies the group where the French team number 3, Nantes, of course, runner-up in Cologne in a very dramatic final. Nantes is going to position number 8 in Group B. And yes, we have 2 teams from France in Group B, but this is a consequence of the situation that we have only Group A and Group B, but we have 3 teams. We had a similar situation in the past when we had 3 teams from Germany. This time we have it with 3 teams from France. And with this step regarding pot number 8, we can see the teams once again. I think really an amazing lineup if we just think about all the matches that we are going to see in Group A: Vardar, Kielce, Barça, Brest, Veszprém, of course, Montpellier defending champion, and Krivanstad, and to sum up, Rhein-Neckar Leuven. Group B with Paris Saint-Germain, and we heard from Thierry before, they want to come back to the Final Four, so they will do everything they can to reach this goal. Szeged, Flensburg from Germany, they will meet a team from Denmark, which is always interesting because of the situation between northern Germany and southern Denmark. Zagreb from Croatia, Zaporozhye, a newcomer in A and B, moving back from their city in Kharkiv, where they played until now. They have completed their own arena in Zaporozhye, so they will play their matches in Zaporozhye starting from September, and I think that will be very interesting. Celje, of course, very well known, and Nantes, we all saw how they can do handball when they went all the way through to the final. So I think a really amazing matchup, and we are very happy to see the first matches in the middle of September. The week from 12 to 16 September we'll have matches of round number 1, and I'm sure that already we will have some very interesting situation in round number 1. This concludes the part from my side regarding the rundown. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Markus Glaser. Thank you very much to our draw team, Eduarda, Martin, and Thierry. This concludes, like you've heard, our draw for the VELUX EHF Champions League season 2018-2019. If you're joining us on EHF TV, make sure you stay tuned because we've got live reactions and interviews coming up. On behalf of the EHF, best of luck to all the teams, and thank you so much for being here with us for this draw event. Thank you very much. Everybody in the room, if you feel like having lunch, we're very happy to have lunch with you now.
So we are back at the Erste Campus in Vienna. The big draw is over. All teams know their groups, and we are eager to get some reactions from the club representatives who are present at the draw. And obviously we have to start with the defending champions, Montpellier Handball. So we have Andrew Kinsel here with me for Montpellier, and we would like to know how the celebrations look like. It happened just 5 weeks ago, and I'm sure that the atmosphere is still there.
Yeah, well, I can reassure you that we've stopped celebrating now. I think the extent of the celebration sort of corresponded to the sort of the surprise that we had in actually winning the competition. Obviously, we were the underdogs, but it's created a really fantastic atmosphere within the club. We had some sort of parties at the end of the season where all the young children who play handball with us were able to actually be photographed with the trophy, and it's really created a fantastic atmosphere within the club.
Now a very difficult challenge awaits, because no team in last 9 years managed to defend the trophy. So is Montpellier ready for it, and what are you saying about the group you ended?
Well, we were the first team from the pool C and D to win the competition, so I think we ought to be the first team to win the competition 2 years running. No, seriously, it's obviously a very, very difficult competition to win. We're in a very, very tough group there with some long trips to play, some very, very good teams. But obviously, to win the competition, you have to beat the best. So we'll try to keep our sort of the atmosphere from last season with the values that we have, and hopefully do our best and return to Cologne. But it's a long, long way to go.
Just very shortly, how will the summer preparation of the defending champions look like?
The team start training again. They come back for training on the 23rd of July, and then there are various tournaments. Nothing has changed really compared with previous seasons. The preparation follows a very similar pattern, and then obviously the aim is to be ready to hit the ground running when we start the competitions at the beginning of September.
Many thanks, Andrew, and good luck in the new season.
Okay, thank you.
And I have a shade on his face. I have a Let's move on to the record winners of the Champions League, Barça Lassa. They won the competition for 8 times, plus they won another title in the Champions League predecessor, European Champions Cup. And on 7 occasions they could rely on a phenomenal goalkeeper, David Barufet. And it's a pleasure to have him here now for his comments. So first of all, how do you like the group for Barça?
It's a very hard group. We are with the last 3 winners of the Champions League, and I think it's a harder group than the other one. But at the end, you must play with all the teams. No? I think will be a very good games, tough games, and will be very, very difficult.
Barça missed the Final Four last year, but can we expect them to be back in the race for the final tournament?
For sure, it is absolutely. It is our idea. No? We began all the seasons trying to arrive to the Final Four, and the next season we will do all our effort to get to be there in Cologne.
I have to ask this question because you are a great goalkeeper. So, who will be the best goalkeeper in the upcoming season by David Barufet?
I hope it will be Gonzalo, our goalkeeper. I don't know. They are a big level of all the goalkeepers. No? It's difficult to say only one. I hope that it will be our goalkeeper, but I think that they are a very, very good level.
Many thanks, David, and good luck. English. So we just discussed the best goalkeepers of the new season, and it's a pleasure to have one of them, Thierry Omeyer, with us, the World Handball Player of 2008 and the goalkeeper of Paris Saint-Germain. So we are mostly used that your hands are used for spectacular saves. Now they were used for drawing the balls in the draw. So how were you satisfied with this job?
Yeah, I think we made a good job, but of course the two group are very strong group. We will have a very nice game in Paris, but we know it will be very difficult, difficult way to have a good position. But of course it's our objective.
Is there any team in your group where you really like to travel and you really like to play against because of the players, your friends maybe, or the audience?
We will play against Nantes, then it's not far away. We play against them in the league, and it's also a very strong opponent for us. We met them the last 2 years in the Champions League also. And this time they are in the group with us, but we managed to play against team like Flensburg that we met a lot of time in the last past seasons. So Zagreb or Celje, and we have new. It will be the first time that we will play against Zaporozhye, and then we have to see what we can do in this group. But we want to be in a good position, of course.
You reached the Final Four for the 3 times in a row, but still something, a little one, was missing. Now you are going to have a new coach. What do you expect from arrival of Raúl González?
Yeah, I think it's a very great coach. He made a very great job in Vardar, and before when he was assistant coach in Ciudad on the Atletico Madrid. I expect, I'm impatient to work with him. It will be the first time for me to work with Spain, with the coach from Spain, and I know that is. I heard he's a good trainer. Tactically, he's very strong, and I think he's a very good trainer for us in Paris.
Many thanks, Thierry. Good luck.
Thank you.
And we stay in France with the third French participant in the Champions League and also third French participant at the last Final Four, HBC Nantes. And we have Gaël Pelletier, the president of the club. So Gaël, first of all, how do you like the group where you ended?
It's a difficult group, but there is one thing as well when we come in the draw. It's you haven't favorite choice because all the teams are very strong. So we are concentrated, and we saw. We hope only do 20 match.
Just a few years ago, no one in the handball world really know anything about Nantes. Suddenly, you managed to break it to the Champions League, and you even reached the final tournament where you finished second. So, what is the secret of the success of Nantes?
We have a magical potion with a lot of ingredients, a good coach and a good staff with Thierry Anti and Alberto Entrerios, players with fighting spirit very good, amazing supporters, good atmosphere, and a lot of pleasure.
Thank you. Can you reveal some of the changes for the summer, what you planned on the players' positions?
Sorry?
Some of the new players are you getting in the summer?
No, only Valero is a new player, and that's all.
So many thanks for Nantes in the new season, and good luck. The only non-French participant at the Final Four last year were Vardar, the 2017 winners, and we have Davor Stojanovski from Vardar. And there are some players leaving, some coming. So how would you summarize the new team for the new season? What are the ambitions?
For the next season, normally that we will attack to be in the Final Four again. Almost for the middle in the July, we'll finish almost with the team, and hope that we will attack first of all in the group and to go in the Final Four.
Last season you skipped the last 16 phase as you won your group in the group phase. Do you think it is still possible in the group right now what you have?
In this moment, what we'll see, the group is going to be very difficult, but we'll try to reach the first place and to go directly to the quarterfinal.
Who do you see as the biggest opponent in the group?
Everyone, every 7 clubs. I cannot say that somebody is easy. It's going to be a very difficult group. I think that this season is going to be very tough.
Okay, Davor, many thanks and good luck. As Montpellier were a great surprise on the Champions League stage, we had something very similar on the Hungarian level, where Szeged finally, after, I don't know, 11 or 13 years, managed to beat Veszprém and take the domestic trophy. And we have Levente Juhász from Szeged now to tell us whether the position, which will be much better than the previous seasons, it will be any help for them in the new season.
Actually, first I would like to say that it was a great feeling to win this championship after so many years, and it was, I think everybody deserved it who is working in the club, players and club workers alike. I think we are in a very good position, but now that we have tasted the championship, we don't want to give it up next year.
But it won't be easy. Who do you see as the kind of key players for the new season in your team?
I think we have did very good signings in this summer. We have new playmakers, new back players. I would say the Hungarian players, Bodo and Banhidi, is going to be very important for us next year, but also Jonas Schellman as well, as he's the captain of our team. He's going to give us much support we need for that goal to reach.
Who do you think will Hungarian fans and Szeged fans looking forward to at most from the teams in your group?
I would say Paris Saint-Germain, as they are filled with world-class players, but we have a group very interesting because we are going to meet Flensburg in Szeged and Skjern, which we haven't had the chance in the past few years.
Okay, many thanks, Levente. We are sure that we will see a lot of excellent games in Szeged.
Thank you.
And as the last interview for the VELUX EHF Champions League, we have Nils Geisler from SG Flensburg-Handewitt. We didn't see a German team at the Final Four for 2 years in a row. Is Flensburg ready to change something about it?
We hope so. It will be some hard matches, but we will do everything to go to Cologne again.
You did a little miracle. Not too many people expected that you do such a good campaign also in the Champions League and also in the German Bundesliga, where you took the trophy after all the players' departures and the change of the coach. But it looks like Mike Machula did a great job. So what kind of changes you planning for this summer?
It's a hard change since last year because we lost 6 players and we got 6 new players. I think they need experience in the Bundesliga and in the Champions League, but I think Mike makes a really great job, and we hope we can do the same as last year.
Who do you see as the biggest favorites in your group? Which teams?
I think, of course, Paris is the favorite, I think, and Szeged, and yes, maybe we look what we can do, maybe play third or something like that.
Many thanks, Dils, and good luck. So this part concluded the VELUX EHF Champions League participants' interviews, and before we move to the women's part, let's have a quick look on the group's composition to refresh our minds. There is no better way to start a Women's EHF Champions League interviews than with Eduarda Amorim, the player who was so instrumental for Djur in their title defense last year in the final in the extra time against Vardar, and also the person who put her hands into the balls and who shared some kind of blame or praise for the group. So what kind of reaction you expect from your teammates for the group you drawn today?
I think we are in a good group. I'm quite confident that we can have good matches. Of course, every season is different, but I think they'll be happy with the group.
Djur has to defend the title, but without Ambros Martin. So how difficult you see that? Because I think the core of the team remains together, didn't it?
Yes, I think maybe the last 3 years the team is more or less the same, so we know each other very well. Maybe just 3 players are coming in, so I think it will be a positive season. Of course, we are going to feel some changes when Ambros is going, because he was here 6 years. But Gabor will manage as well. We know him, and I think that if he can put his tactic and his his mentality into it, we are going to make a good job together.
Markus already opened that question. You said that Chess and Bucuresti might be the biggest team to beat in the new season, but let's extend it. How do you see the next Final Four?
Yes, it's difficult to predict. A lot of teams have new players, and always you don't know how they are going to play, how they are going to manage to be as a team. But if you have to name, maybe Bucharest, Rostov again, us, and from the other team, maybe Odense.
Let's see how you can predict. You play very well, you draw very well, so let's see how your prediction will look like. Many thanks, Eduarda. Have a beautiful summer.
Okay, thank you. Good?
Okay, good, perfect. So Eduard Amorim said that CSM Bucharest will be one of their biggest rivals in the new season, and we have Nicola Luca from CSM to confirm whether this is true or whether their ambitions are reaching so high in the new season.
First of all, thank you, Amorim, because it's great to hear that from the champions that we are maybe the biggest opponent in the next season. Our ambitions will continue because we saw in 2016 how it's nice to win Champions League, and we are ready also for the next season to see what is going on.
How do you like the group? You have Ferencváros there again. You played last season, so that will be some tense matches definitely.
I should confirm that I like the group. Yes, it's okay. It's okay because we will start to play actually in the first match against Ferencváros. They are a strong team, and after that, also looking on the Group C, from there, I imagine will be the first three teams which will come, and then of course all other our things will go to quarterfinal, where also I can imagine who will come also for quarterfinal.
How are you planning to fill the void after Bela Gulden left the club?
Well, this is a big question. Not also only regarding the quality of the playing, but also in terms of supporters. So Bela Gulden is a name in Romania. She will remain a name because was so loved by supporters. Now they should accept the replacement. We hope that the new arrivals on the club they can be almost the same, let's say popular, and they do play so well on the next season.
Many thanks, Nicola, and have a good summer. So, and we continue with a newcomer, Odense HC from Denmark. Odense might be the new club in the Champions League, but their head coach, Jan Pytlik, definitely is not. He is one of the most decorated and successful coach in women's handball. So, Jan, how do you see the chances of your new team, who you surprisingly brought all the way to the Champions League?
Well, I think we have good chances. Of course, when I see the group is very strong. Bodusnos, they have a lot of experience to play this Champions League, and I also think that Metz is a very, very strong team. And Larvik, of course, they have a lot of history about the Champions League. So it's a tough group, but I think we have good chances. We have a good team. We don't have the experience for this, but we have a good team, so I think we can do it.
How can we explain that Denmark, who had two teams last season as well, has completely new two teams this season? Is the level of the competition so narrow?
Yeah, it's very narrow in Denmark, and the other teams have some problem with injuries and so on, so that's why we also get to the top. But it's very narrow in Denmark. There's a big competition.
Tell us something about Odense fans, because we don't know them yet. So what can teams expect when they travel to Odense for Champions League matches?
We have a very good and strong fan group, and we have a lot of spectators for the game, so it will be exciting for all the teams to come to Odense.
Many thanks, Jan. Good luck. So last but not least, we have Rostov-Don and Andrei Demianov from the Russian club, and the newcomers at the Final Four last season. So there will be many changes all around the Champions League clubs, and Rostov won't be an exception, and you're coming with a new coach. So What do you expect from Ambros Martin in Rostov?
For June, Ambros showed that he has a big experience in Champions League in preparation of big teams, and we're pretty sure that everything will be good with him. And for us, it's a big pleasure to be in the first spot, and I think we have a nice group.
Yeah, tell us something about the teams you are going to meet in the group. How tough you think the matches will be?
Before the draw, I speak with a guy from Brest, and we laugh that if we will meet again, it will be free raw that we met every year. We have a good group, but the games will be tough, and I think every game will be interesting for all fans.
You always doing a great work with the fans during the matches. Are you preparing anything special for the new season regarding the matches or the fans?
Yes, we will, but our fans look in this, so it will be a surprise for them.
Okay, let's keep it a surprise. Many thanks, Andrew, and good luck. So this concludes our interviews after the big draw for the VELUX EHF Champions League and the Women's EHF Champions League group stage. We know the reactions, we know the teams. All the teams are now preparing for the summer and for the new season, and we just have to wait 70 days, exactly 70 days, until the first matches, which will be the Women's EHF Champions League qualification. The Men's Champions League will start on 12th of September and the Women's Champions League on 5th of October. And this was the last information for today. Many thanks for being with us today. Have a nice day and a great summer.